The threat from Houthi-launched missiles and drones against civilian merchant ships as well as military vessels has already prompted several companies to announce that they are either suspending shipments to Israel or foregoing the use of the Red Sea shipping lanes altogether. This is bad news for the global economy and ordinary people, as well as the alternative route around the southern coast of Africa will add enormous costs to shippers, and those costs will be passed on to consumers. The cost of living is already at a historically high levels in many countries, and this situation will put even more upward pressure on it. Because of this, the United States and the UK have launched military attacks against the Houthis with support from many other countries. But so far, the attacks on civilian shipping lanes have not been halted. So just who are the Houthis? What do they want? Where are they getting all their weapons, money, and supplies from? Why have they declared war on Israel and apparently the entire Western world?
Who are the Houthis? What do they want from Israel? And why are they making so much noise? And no, my American friends, I'm not talking about Houthi and the blowfish. Hey guys, a lot of you have been asking me the same question. Who are the Houthis? Well, the Houthis are a Muslim Shia Islamist political and military organization originating from Yemen. I mean, they still are in Yemen. It's their rockets that are doing most of the traveling for them. Now, the Houthis have declared war on Israel. And I don't know what you've heard about Israel, but if there's anything that we don't need, especially right now, it's more enemies. What do they want from Israel? After all, Azerbaijan, for example, is a Shia Muslim country, and they're not firing rockets aimed at Israel. Thanks, Azerbaijan. You see, the Houthis are still angry at Israel well, Israel hasn't actually done anything to them. So what beef do they have with us? Well, to answer that question, we have to dig deeper into Yemen, a country on the Arabian Peninsula that shares a border with Saudi Arabia. The Houthis have been at war for 8 years, both internally in Yemen and with Saudi Arabia, and they are mainly funded by, drumroll, Iran. I know, a shocker. Iran supporting terrorism? I'm just as shocked as you are. The founder of the Houthi movement, Hussein Badreddin al-Houthi, was educated in Iran, where he learned gender studies and critical race theory. I'm just kidding, I don't know what he studied, but the critical race part is probably correct, because he hates one race primarily. Drumroll, Jews. I'm just as shocked as you are. So the Houthis started attacking random ships passing by, claiming they were Israeli, but the effects on the world economy are real. But how committed are they really to their goal of hurting Israel? To understand that, let's analyze their slogan. Allah Akbar, God is great. Death to America, death to Israel, curse on the Jews, victory to Islam. Yes, they are very subtle, the Houthis. I'm not sure what the slogan of Hezbollah is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's also something like 1, 2, 3, 4, kill the Jews and give them war. But still, I gotta hand it to them, the Yemenite Houthis. They probably attack Israel because they've already solved their problems in Yemen, right? No. 2/3 of the citizens of Yemen live in hunger. And according to the UN, the war in Yemen is defined as the worst humanitarian crisis in the world, having claimed the lives of 400,000 people so far. How did this all begin? This may get a little complicated, so listen carefully. In the 90s, the Houthis, initially a fringe group, clashed with Yemen's government. The 2011 upheaval set the stage for their rise. In 2014, exploiting protests, they sparked a widespread coup covering 70% of Yemen. This triggered an ongoing civil war. In 2015, Saudi Arabia and allies intervened against the Iranian-backed Houthis. This conflict continues to this day, showcasing the underestimated strength of the Houthi forces. Do you see now why they want their revenge against Israel? No? Me neither. But they do. They have thousands of fighters, over 100,000 ballistic missiles that can reach a distance of 2,000 kilometers. One of these we intercepted with an Arrow missile outside the atmosphere over Alat. They have many different types of missiles and a lot of equipment that Iran provides them with the biggest generosity you've ever seen. Or as the leaders of Iran believe, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. but give him a rocket and he will fight Israel for years. The moral of the story is, just when you think there are too many crazies who want to hurt Israel, there is always another that raises his hand and says, hey, you forgot about me, I'm crazy too. Where's my trophy of crazy? There's the answer. Now you know who the Houthis are and why they hate Israel. It makes sense, right? Just kidding.
Now we have the answers to some of the questions we asked at the beginning of the report. Iran funds arms and trains the Houthis and many other terrorist organizations all over the world, but especially here in the Middle East. The head of the snake is in Tehran, and the Houthis are merely one of the weapons they wield in their proxy war against Israel and the entire civilized world. We can't be sure if the attacks on the Houthis by the US and its allies will have the desired effect of reopening the Red Sea and the Suez Canal to civilian merchant traffic. Even if they do, who knows where and how Iran will activate another one of its proxies to try and damage the interests of the civilized world. But one thing you can be sure of is that here at TBN Israel, we will continue to update you on all the important issues in this strategically important region. Please follow us and share these videos with others so that we can get the truth out, and please continue to use these videos as a guide as you pray for the situation in the Middle East, in Israel, and the entire world.